As AMG slowly transitions from big, thirsty supercharged V8s all the way to plug-in hybrid 4-cylinders, we have vehicles that are kind of in the middle, like this one, the GLE 53, powered by a turbocharged straight 6 with a mild hybrid. So this begs the question, will AMG eventually become the best of both worlds? Very fast and very efficient. But just how efficient? Well, today we're going to find out. This is Chris here with Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLE 53 AMG. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a walk around it. So here it is, the Mercedes GLE 53, powered by a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 with a mild hybrid system. This is a proper AMG car, but it doesn't have the V8 like we're used to. This is kind of like the mid-grade or the entry-level AMG, if you would. But it still looks just about the same as a regular GLE 63 would. It's got big wheels, it's got quad exhaust tips, and it's got a very striking red interior. I'm a big fan of this car. I've been driving it around for a couple days and I really do like it. And I am genuinely curious to see how this does on a highway setting, because of course AMGs are always so thirsty and you know, big supercharged V8s don't really make for good fuel economy. So maybe this would be the answer if you are concerned about getting good gas mileage. Maybe you'd have the 53 instead of the 63. So let's go ahead and find out how good this thing does. So why do we run this test? Well, the EPA's fuel economy test, which gives this GLE 53 AMG 22 miles per gallon on the highway, only averages 48 miles per hour. And we know that some people like to take their cars on actual road trips. So what we're going to do today is go out 25 miles and back 25 miles, averaging 70 miles per hour for a more real world figure. Couple of things worth noting for today's test. Outside temperature is 44 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to be running the climate control inside the cabin at 73 degrees auto. Tire pressures have been set to their factory door placard indicated 44 psi front and 42 psi rear cold. And we're going to be using the same gas pump both times, using the same 3-click filling method to get the most accurate results possible. All right, let's go ahead, hop out and grab our first fill. 7.7 gallons in there for our first fill, of course using premium, as this is a AMG car, and of course EPA has tested this car on premium, and you should always run your AMG cars on premium fuel. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Mild hybrid system firing up, can't even hear the car start. Sitting here at the red light, let's go ahead and talk you through some of the tech inside this car. I have reset the trip, you can see up here at the top. I've got my consumption over here on the right, though I cannot figure out for the life of me how to reset this bottom average MPG figure. So we'll take a look at the instant MPG throughout the trip and kind of see how that works, and compare that to a result from the pump at the end, and see what we get as far as that goes. Otherwise, we have a ton of different drive modes here in this GLE 53, but the most economical one being comfort, and that is what we are going to be driving in today. The car will also automatically lower itself once we get onto the highway to be more aerodynamic and, of course, more efficient. We've got our GPS over here, reset trip as well. Time lapse is going. We should be all set. Climate control is set to 73 auto. Now, the purpose of this test is not to hypermile. I'm simply going to merge onto the highway, set my cruise control to a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour, and just drive. Not going to be doing anything crazy, no drafting, no hypermiling, anything like that. Simply going to drive to see what this GLE 53 would get in a real world scenario. Go ahead and merge on here, get our cruise set to 72 indicated on the car. We do have a pretty good adaptive system in here. You can adjust distance here with this button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. We also have steering assist here in this GLE 53. Lots of good highway driving aids in this car to assist you and make you more comfortable on the highway. Looks like a little bit of traffic today, but we've got our adaptive cruise to keep us far enough distance away. Under first highway impressions, the GLE 53 is super comfortable. It's super quiet. It's a very quiet interior in here, and it's just a really nice place to be. Soft seats, I love the steering wheel, and all of the driver assists do a pretty good job to keep you, as it drives off the road, as I'm giving it praise. Okay, maybe they just do a moderately good job of keeping you in the lines. But I've got all of them on, so we'll make sure to test all of those out throughout our 50 miles. But I'm gonna go ahead and settle in here, get to driving, and I will catch up with you guys here in a little bit once I have driven my 50 miles. Wrapping up our drive here in the GLE 53, and indicated on the cluster, which I did figure out how to reset about 5 miles in, so it should be mostly accurate, 24.5 MPG. So beating EPA here by about 2.5 MPG indicated on the car. We will have to validate that at the pump, but just overall driving impressions for the highway, this GLE 53 is awesome. It's so comfortable. I really enjoy a lot of the materials in here. It feels quite premium, and just overall a really nice ride. Really soft ride quality overall. It's quiet in here. The lane keep assist does a decent job. The steering assist works most of the time, and the Burmester sound system is pretty decent as well. So overall, pretty good experience, and I'm hoping that this 24.5 is accurate, because it would be cool to see this AMG car beat EPA. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my last few miles here, and I'll catch up with you guys once I have brimmed the tank here on the GLE 53 AMG. And 2.149 gallons in there for our final fill. So today's trip was 52.09 miles. Divide that by the 2.149 gallons of gas that we just put in the GLE 53, and that gives us 24.239 MPG. Very consistent with what was reading out on the cluster. So there you go, 24 MPG, 2 MPG higher than EPA's rating here on the GLE 53 AMG. Now let's go ahead and multiply this by 22.5, as that is our fuel tank capacity. And that gives you an effective highway cruising range of 540 miles. So you can go quite a ways here in this GLE 53. So 24 MPG, 540 miles of effective highway cruising range. A pretty decent result here for a performance SUV. This thing is a ton of fun to drive, and I think that 24 MPG figure is good enough to give this thing a good pass here for our fuel economy test. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're curious to know more about the GLE 53, we will have links in the description to a full review, a sound system test, and more. So that'll wrap it up for us today. This has been Chris here with Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.